The law of attraction, this ubiquitous principle, so compelling in its simplicity, yet elusive in its mastery, demands far more than passive daydreaming and mere wishful thinking. At its core, it speaks to the profound, often unarticulated connection between consciousness and reality. This isn't some whimsical fantasy. Rather, it's a framework through which we can begin comprehending how our thoughts, intentions, and internal states shape our very world. Think for a moment about the potency of your thoughts. Have you ever truly grasped their implications? You wake up every day tangled in a network of beliefs, desires, and anxieties, unaware of the monumental force they wield. The law of attraction suggests that your thoughts are not isolated fragments floating in the ether. They are active agents, broadcasting signals into the world and shaping your experience. But here's the challenge, the real challenge. Are you in control of those thoughts, or are they controlling you? The law of attraction is not some simplistic tool where you merely visualize wealth, success, or happiness and wait for it to manifest at your doorstep. It is a double-edged sword, reflecting both the light of your desires and the shadows of your unconscious fears. To even begin to grasp the law of attraction, you must first accept a premise that transcends conventional materialism. Your thoughts are not idle. They are, in essence, a form of energy. Now, this might sound speculative at first glance, but consider the nature of everything around you. The world, at the quantum level, is composed of energy vibrating at various frequencies. So why should your thoughts, which arise from neural networks firing within your brain, be any different? This is where the law of attraction intersects with deeper psychological and metaphysical principles. If everything is energy, and if energy responds to like frequencies, then it follows that the frequency of your thoughts has a direct impact on the frequency of your external world. But be warned, this isn't some metaphysical buffet where you simply pick and choose your experiences like items from a menu. The thoughts that dominate your mind, whether conscious or unconscious, create the vibrational framework through which you interpret and attract reality. You see, this principle does not work selectively. You don't get to merely attract your desires while ignoring the chaos you permit to simmer below the surface of your mind. It is the totality of your consciousness, every whisper of doubt, every roar of ambition, that shapes the events unfolding before you. Carl Jung, the brilliant psychoanalyst, understood the overwhelming influence of the unconscious on the conscious life. And herein lies one of the greatest misunderstandings about the law of attraction. Too many individuals focus purely on their conscious desires, what they want, while completely ignoring the undercurrents of their unconscious fears, traumas, and limiting beliefs. Think about it. You may consciously desire financial abundance, yet beneath that desire, deep in the recesses of your psyche, you harbor fears of unworthiness. Perhaps you believe at an unconscious level that wealth is corrupting, or that you do not deserve success because of past failures. These unconscious beliefs don't simply sit passively by, they actively sabotage your efforts. The law of attraction doesn't distinguish between what you want and what you fear. It responds to the predominant frequency you emit, whether born of hope or despair. This is why many individuals feel that the law of attraction doesn't work. They become frustrated because, despite their attempts to think positively, their lives remain stagnant, or worse, spiral into further disarray. But the truth is this: the conscious mind may declare one intention, while the unconscious mind is broadcasting another, one that is steeped in insecurity, fear, and self-doubt. It is these unconscious patterns that the law of attraction responds to. If you are to wield the law of attraction effectively, you must first confront a harsh but necessary truth. You are responsible for the reality you have manifested thus far. This is not to say that every misfortune or tragedy in your life is your fault. Rather, it is to acknowledge that, in many cases, the reality you experience is a reflection of your inner state. Now, responsibility is a weighty word. It forces you to reckon with the idea that, for better or worse, you are the architect of your destiny. Free will does not exist in the abstract. It is realized through the choices you make every day. Choices in thought, behavior, and belief. By taking ownership of your inner world, you reclaim your power over the external world. But this is not a task for the faint of heart. It requires a rigorous examination of your own psyche. You must engage in the painstaking work of identifying and uprooting limiting beliefs. This process, which Jung referred to as shadow work, demands that you bring to light the parts of yourself that you've buried, those fragments of self-doubt, guilt, and shame. Only then can you begin to harmonize your conscious desires with the deeper, often more insidious programs running beneath the surface. One of the most potent aspects of the law of attraction is that reality provides constant feedback. The events, people, and circumstances you encounter are mirrors reflecting your internal state. This feedback loop, while often painful, is one of the most valuable tools for personal transformation. Let's consider failure as an example. Suppose you set out to manifest a particular goal, perhaps a career milestone or a relationship, and you encounter a series of setbacks. The superficial interpretation might be to view these setbacks as signs that the law of attraction isn't working, but a deeper, more transformative perspective would view these obstacles as reflections of unresolved internal conflicts. If, for instance, you consistently experience failure in your career, it is not enough to blame external circumstances. You must ask yourself, what internal beliefs about success are holding me back? Do I secretly fear success because I believe it will alienate me from others? Do I subconsciously sabotage my efforts because I equate success with stress or responsibility? These questions are not easy to answer. They require brutal honesty with oneself. But it is only through this process of introspection that you can begin to align your inner world with your outer desires. Once you recognize the feedback that reality provides, you can adjust your thoughts, beliefs, and actions accordingly. This is the essence of mastery over the law of attraction. And this brings us to another critical misunderstanding. The law of attraction is not a passive process. Merely thinking about a desired outcome is not enough. It requires a commitment to aligned action. Thought, on its own, is merely potential. It is the spark, the seed, but it must be nurtured, cultivated, and acted upon. Action is the physical manifestation of thought in the world. Without it, thought remains in the realm of possibility, never crossing into the domain of reality. If you are trying to manifest financial abundance, it is not enough to simply visualize wealth. You must take action, whether that means acquiring new skills, networking with influential individuals, or finding opportunities for growth. This does not mean forcing outcomes through sheer willpower. Rather, it means taking inspired action. Action that is aligned with the frequency of your desires. In this sense, the law of attraction demands both trust and effort. You must trust that your thoughts are powerful enough to shape reality, but you must also engage in the necessary actions to bring those thoughts into being. This is where many falter. They either trust the process too much, waiting for the universe to do the heavy lifting, or they become consumed by effort, forgetting that their thoughts are the source of manifestation. The balance lies in a dynamic relationship between thought and action. One must reinforce the other. When your actions align with your thoughts, you create a powerful momentum, a synergy that accelerates the manifestation process. So the question is not whether the law of attraction is real. The question is, are you prepared to do the work necessary to align yourself with the reality you wish to create? If you found this video insightful and transformative, don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the mind, consciousness, and the principles that govern your existence.